What's up, everyone? What's going on? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Got the wrong scene. Got the right thing. Wrote down. This show that I'm doing right now, it's giving my thoughts on the new season of Tough Enough. Came back last night. Tough Enough came back on USA Network. And then you had Tough Talk on the WWE Network. I really enjoyed Tough Talk. It might even be more entertaining and better than the show Tough Enough. Maybe, I think. Miz was the host of Tough Talk. You had Paige, Hulk Hogan, Daniel Bryan were there as the judges on Tough Talk. Basically, they were still sitting there after the show, and they could give questions. They could ask questions to any of the participants of Tough Enough. I really like this. I always like the concept of Tough Enough in the show, to have it half reality show, half show about wrestlers or people trying to become WWE superstars. I always enjoyed the concept. So I'm really glad and really happy that Tough Enough is back and it has returned to TV and Tough Talk on the network. That's awesome. That's good for the network to get some new shows and some new programming to watch. I thought Paige was great as a judge. She was really great, really honest. She has no filter. She'll basically say whatever she feels and say whatever she wants to say to any other participants. Because Paige has busted her ass. She deserves to be a judge and deserves to say whatever she wants and give her opinion however she wants to anybody on that show. Because they haven't busted their ass and paid any dues. Hulk Hogan definitely deserves to say whatever he wants. He paid his dues. Daniel Bryan definitely paid his dues. Can say whatever he wants. The only thing, Daniel Bryan, he was kind of annoying when he kept laughing. I thought he was laughing way too much on Tough Talk. When Miz was saying something on the microphone, Miz kept talking or saying something funny. Daniel Bryan would start cracking up, laughing really hard and really loud, and that was annoying. I love Daniel Bryan. Love him as a wrestler, love him as a talent. But he was pretty annoying with his laughing on Tough Talk. But Paige was a great judge. She said a lot of great stuff. She said to Diana, basically, when they were asking Diana, did she get injured in the bar? Whatever, had an injured hamstring, she claimed. And she said she could have, she didn't know. If she got injured in the bar, she didn't even know. Then you had Paige call her out and say, you didn't know because you were in the bar intoxicated. I thought that was really funny, and that was great. And then she denied it and said she doesn't even drink. Yeah, right. I don't believe that for 1 second. But that was just some of my thoughts on Tough Enough. Patrick, I really like him on this show. I think he has a lot of passion for wrestling and really wants to be in the WWE and be a WWE superstar. I like Patrick a lot. The other guy that won the 2 challenges, Tanner, he won both challenges. So he's a great athlete, and he's great at cardio. He doesn't get blown up in the ring or blown up in challenges. Also, but a lot of the guys don't like Tanner. Maybe they're jealous because he won or whatever. Or they're jealous. All these girls are talking to him in the bar. I don't know. But Tanner, I said it on Twitter last night. He reminds me a little bit, I should have said only a tiny, tiny bit. He reminds me of Seth Rollins, but not that much. But in the future, if Tanner would win, who knows? Maybe he could get to the level someday that Seth Rollins is at now. But who knows? He's an MMA guy. He's an MMA fighter. Came from MMA. So I don't know if he's ever watched WWF or WWE. I don't know if he ever grew up watching any wrestling. I don't think he has. I don't even think he's a wrestling fan that much. But maybe being on Tough Enough in training, maybe he'll fall in love with wrestling. But who knows if he will or if he won't. Maybe he won't even make, if he would win, maybe he wouldn't even make it ever on Raw or SmackDown to have a match. That could happen. He might never make it to the main roster. And then he'll just run back to MMA. And good for him if he wants to do MMA and he's successful being an MMA fighter. That's fine, but I don't care. MMA fighters, to me, are boring. A lot of MMA fights are boring. MMA is not sports entertainment. It's not very entertaining unless there's like a really big fight happening. That's the only way I'm going to watch MMA, is if I care about seeing a big fight and someone fight in a big fight that I care about. Nobody's around now that I care to see fighting in a big MMA fight in UFC or anywhere else. The last fight I watched, only because I was a fan of Ken Shamrock back in the day in Ultimate Fighting and in WWF. I watched Ken Shamrock versus Kimball. That fight was a joke and a mess. And that was just sad, really, really sad to see Ken Shamrock get drilled, basically knocked out, fall to the ground, the fight ended. Kimball won first round after he escaped a choke. That fight was a mess and a joke. I'm not going to say it's fixed. I don't think the fight was fixed like that dumbass Joe Rogan claims. He said the fight was fixed. I doubt it was fixed. But it was just a really sad scene to see Ken Shamrock leave the cage like that. And basically, after Kimball got out of the choke, he owned Ken Shamrock and knocked him on his ass. But Kimball isn't a great fighter either, but he has punching power. So I watched Kimball versus Ken, and I watched Bobby Lashley's fight, because I care about those three guys and watching their fights. Next, only person I care about in UFC and watching their fight, and I will watch her next fight. I believe it's in August on pay-per-view. Ronda Rousey. That's the only person I care about in UFC to watch her fight, and to watch her fight, and to buy a UFC pay-per-view. I will only buy a UFC pay-per-view to watch Ronda Rousey fight. That's it. That's the only person I care about. The rest of MMA is boring to me. Doesn't have enough entertainment in it. Doesn't have any wrestling elements or any wrestling type entertainment. It's just boring. It's basically people laying on top of each other for a really long time sometimes, and that shit is boring. MMA is boring unless Ronda or someone else I care about is fighting. Then I'll watch it, and then it's entertaining. So I like Patrick on Tough Enough, and Tanner, he could win it. He could be there at the end and win it. Past winners, you had Nydia, Maven. Nydia had a good run with Jamie Noble as his manager. She lasted about 2 years, left WWF. I don't know why she left WWE. Maybe she didn't want to be there anymore. Maybe she wanted to start a family. I don't know. Maven, I think, got released in 2005. Last show I saw Maven on was a pay-per-view New Year's resolution, whatever it's called. Maybe it's called New Year's Revolution. I don't remember. New Year's Revolution. I'll just call it New Year's Revolution. '05 pay-per-view in January. Maven was on there. Haven't seen him since, so he must have got released. And he did not live up to the hype. He was not going to draw people in arenas to see him. Sorry, Maven, I'm sure you're a good guy. You just were not a WWE superstar. Other winners, Jackie Gata. I believe that's her last name, or it was. I don't know if she's still married to Charlie Haas. I know they had a child together. Jackie, gone. She left for some reason. I guess they didn't renew her contract. She left. Maybe she lasted 2 years in WWE. She left. Went on to TNA for a very short time. And then after TNA, I believe she got pregnant. Other winners, Shaniqua, Linda, I believe her name was Linda Miles. I think she won a Tough Enough. I think she won Tough Enough 2 with Jackie Gata. I think 2 women won Tough Enough 2. And then Shaniqua, that Shaniqua gimmick was absolute garbage, and just, it was awful. She was awful in the ring. She was an awful manager to the Basham brothers. Shaniqua, whoever came up with that gimmick name for her is an idiot. And anyways, Shaniqua in WWE was god awful. Really bad. She was really bad. And I'm glad she's out of wrestling. Josh Matthews, he didn't win, but he was in Tough Enough 1. WWE signed him as a backstage interviewer and commentator. He lasted in WWE. I saw him in '03 when he first, or '02. He was commentating on a Velocity, WWE Velocity show that was on Saturday night on TNN back in the day. Josh Matthews was a commentator on Velocity, and then SmackDown, and then pay-per-views, and sometimes Raws. And then Josh Matthews got let go in 2014, I believe. He was let go. TNA signed him, and ever since he's been in TNA, he's been okay. I'm not going to say he's a bad announcer. He's not a bad announcer or commentator. But the only thing Josh Matthews is not known for being in TNA. All he's known for is fighting and getting in Twitter wars with people. Right now, that's all he does is get in Twitter wars. And that's pathetic. He shouldn't even respond to people that fight with him on Twitter. He's an idiot for responding. Up next, my thoughts on Tough Enough, the new show. It's going to be great, and it's going to be entertaining, and I'll watch every week. And I'll check out Tough Talk every week also after, it's the after show after Tough Enough on the network. Now I'm going to talk about my top 5 right now. Top 5 women in wrestling. Some of my favorite women wrestlers right now in the WWE and NXT. Top 5. Number 5 is Emma. She doesn't get used very often. She's underrated. I think she's really underrated. Emma, really underrated, and she's great in the ring. She got that bad gimmick, and she did not succeed on the main roster. That's WWE's fault. They shouldn't have put her on the main roster with that character. It was stupid. But Emma deserves another shot on the main roster, possibly with the character that she has now, where she's a heel And she's basically not doing her stupid gimmick and character she did before. She's much better in NXT as a heel. So hopefully Emma gets back on the main roster soon. Emma deserves a chance. WWE, give Emma a chance. But I guess she's getting a little small chance in NXT, so maybe she should stay down there. I really like Emma, big fan of hers. Emma is my number 5 favorite top women wrestler right now in WWE. Number 4 is the current NXT Women's Champion, Sasha Banks, the boss. Love this girl. She is a hell of a talent. She's a really good wrestler. She's, in the past year, she has really stepped her game up. She's gotten better and better and better. Every NXT live special, Sasha Banks is on. She brings it. She's awesome. She's great. She's my number 4. Sasha Banks, number 4. Number 3, she's not used on television very much. She was a manager. She came out with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd is now injured with a spinal cord injury. He's having surgery today. Good luck, Tyson Kidd. Get well soon. And I want to see you back in the WWE. Hope you recover from your neck injury and that you get back soon and that you're healthy and that you're cleared and the doctors clear you to wrestle again. Anyways, Natalya. Natalya is my number 3, Natty. A lot of people call her Natty. Some call her Natalya. Natty is my number 3. She's basically used now on WWE TV as a diva and part of the cast on Total Divas. That's what she's known for. But she is a great in-ring wrestler, great worker, one of the best divas on the roster. She can have a great match and she can work with anybody, in my opinion. Natalya is fucking great. She's my number 3. Number 2 is Charlotte. She's in NXT. And everybody's waiting. When is Charlotte going to get caught up to the main roster? Nobody knows. I hope it's by SummerSlam or before SummerSlam to set up a feud and have a match at SummerSlam. Charlotte deserves to be on the main roster. She's the daughter of Ric Flair. She is a great athlete and she's a great wrestler. She's proven herself in NXT the past over a year. Well over a year. She's been in NXT in the past year, 2014. Charlotte showed everybody what a great talent she is. She was one of the longest reigning NXT Women's Champions of all time. She was a great NXT Women's Champion. I'm a big fan, big supporter of Charlotte. So she's my number 2 right now. Number 1 is Paige. Paige is my number 1 because she is fucking awesome. She's a superstar. Now she's a judge. She's also on Total Divas. And she is a great in-ring wrestler. She's a hell of a wrestler. Hell of a worker. She can have a great match and a good match with anybody. Unless she was in there with Cameron. Cameron cannot have a great match with anybody. And not even the best divas like Sasha, Charlotte, Natalya, Paige. Not even them, I don't think, could have and pull out a great match in Cameron. Cameron sucks balls. She's awful. In the ring, she's awful. And that's why you don't see WWE giving Cameron matches on Raw or SmackDown or pay-per-views because they know she's god-awful. She's only in the WWE. She only has a job because of Total Divas. That's the bottom line, because I said so, and that is the fucking truth. So my number one is Paige, because she's awesome and she's a hell of a wrestler. And she's one of my favorites right now. That's why she's my number one. Paige, Charlotte, Natalya, Emma, Sasha Banks. They're all on my list. They're all in my top 5 right now. They're my top 5 favorites in the WWE. They're all great. They're all talented, awesome women wrestlers. I love them all. And I'll never ever say a bad word, ever, about Sasha Banks, Emma, Natalya, Charlotte, or Paige. I'll never say a bad word, ever. Or I'll never ever say a bad tweet about any of them, because they're great. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video on me talking about my thoughts on Tough Enough coming back, and Tough Talk, and my top 5 women wrestlers list right now, today. That's my list. Next month it could be a different list. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Follow me on Twitter at TNAWWE Guy and at NXTWWE Guy. Tonight's Wednesday. I'll be on Twitter live tweeting NXT and TNA. Also, Ring of Honor's on, and Lucha Underground is also on. So enjoy your day and enjoy your night of watching wrestling if you're going to watch it. Bye for now.